Now live. Just confirming here on my other screen. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me right now? Just want to confirm. I should be live right now. There could be a slight delay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good to go. Be a slight delay. I'll mute this other feed that's in the background here. Reposition this. And yeah, all right, so we're here. Good evening, everybody. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. It's right now the second official live stream that I'm doing. The first one was, of course, a couple of weeks ago, and I actually did a live stream about 1 week ago, but it wasn't planned. It was a random live stream. But unfortunately, it didn't work out because it glitched when it was saving to YouTube. I guess the live, when it was saving, it glitched somehow. But anyways, we're here now. This is the one that was scheduled. And I also had a live stream that was actually scheduled last week, but because of stuff at work, involving Christmas dinner and all that fun stuff, kind of threw me off my schedule, and I do apologize for that. But we're here now. We're here tonight, and yeah, it's right now Friday, December 16th, 2022. It's 8:12 p.m. right now here in Montreal. Yeah, so this is, like I said, my second official live stream. And I don't know how long the live stream is going to be. As I mentioned when I did my first one, it all depends, I guess, on how I feel, what my viewers are up to. And I will say this, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the chat, and I definitely will answer them as we go along. And because this is my second live stream, I do have experience now multitasking between the comments in the chat and also making sure my feed is stable here. So yeah, so good evening, everyone. So if you live in Montreal, first of all, you'll know there was a pretty decent snowstorm today. We had about, I'd say, 15 centimeters have fallen so far. I don't know if anyone else can update the numbers. But yeah, it was quite a snowstorm. Obviously, there's been bigger ones, and the snow was quite wet. So it's the kind of snow you can make a snowball with, a snowman. And it's not the traditional winter snow that's fluffy, as I call it. But it's the first one of the year, first major one of the year. We had a bit of snow up until now, but this is the bigger one. Are they going to do a snow removal operation? I'm not sure, but definitely it's a good start to the winter season. So let's say good evening, everybody here. So we got a lot of people here tonight. That's nice. So let's go through the names here. Chase, Sunjib, Mr. Chicken, Jane, the Bird Guardian, her name is Samantha, Nicholas, Super Duper Chess Piano, TechNet 990, also known as Gab. And yeah, so good evening, everybody. Tonight, I don't really have a topic to talk about, as I usually do in these live streams. It's just random. So like I said, if you do have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the chat. And as I always say, promote your channel. Put a link to your channel. Put a link to any of your content, because I love seeing people promote each other. It's definitely something I encourage. So yeah, we got Nicholas. So Nicholas is out right now filming. Yeah, he was filming the snow today for a video. And I think Nicholas lives off island, like a lot of my viewers who are somewhat local. There's a big portion in Montreal, but there's a lot that live in the outskirts, Laval, the South Shore. And depending on where you live, you may get more snow, less snow. So Nicholas right now, he's taking advantage of this and filming the weather. And I actually did a walking video today at lunch, about 1 p.m. And yeah, I got some nice footage of the snow. That will be posted next Wednesday when I put up my walking video. If you haven't heard, I now do Wednesdays as the day for my walking video uploads. Doesn't mean that I won't post other videos on Wednesday, but that's the day I'm usually going to do walking videos. Yes, so Gab is TechNet 990. He's having a Monster Energy drink. He actually sent me a picture of it. Looks like a good flavor. I know another one called Monster Ultra. For you energy drink fans, I'm not a big fan of them, but I do like the Java ones, the coffee ones. So definitely, I also like the Mountain Dew ones that have come out recently. So yeah, Gab took one to wake himself up, and looks like it's working. And yes, you can promote. Indeed, I did say you can promote. Gab says to pin this. Yeah, let's do that. You want me to pin your comment, or I'm just trying to see here how to do this, because like I said, I'm really new to these live streams, and I don't know exactly how to. Here, I'm gonna write the message. I'll put it here. Feel free to promote your content. Long press the message, and yeah, there we go. Okay, there it is. Pin message. All right, I think we've done it. Okay, so there, the message has been pinned. Thank you, Gab, for teaching me a new feature of live streaming. So Nicholas, yeah, sure. If you have any comments, for sure, go ahead and let me know. We got a bass guy here. This is Jack Casey, everybody, a bass guy show. I'm actually going to be a special guest on his live next week, his show on, I believe, yeah, it's going to be next Friday on the 23rd. I'm going to be in his studio. Everyone check out his channel, check out his website. He has a link on his profile. And also Frankie McDonald. I don't know if anyone out here has heard of Frankie McDonald, famous Canadian YouTuber. He's going to be a phone-in guest. So definitely, if you're interested, check out a bass guy show. Amazing content. Nicholas is letting us know to all of us that like the REM, which I'm sure all of us do, he's going to be doing a video on the REM soon. So yeah, I think Nicholas, what he's doing is he's working on a video of different clips from other people, and he's putting the video together into his own. And I'm really looking forward to that. So if anyone has any REM footage, leave a comment and Nicholas can get a hold of you. Definitely looking forward to that. Gab, he's talking right now. He's saying he's on set 27. He just passed. No, he's not on set 27. He's passing by set 27, which is parked at Cremazy. So if you're not familiar, the Azur trains, those are the modern trains in Montreal, metro trains. Each train has a set number from 1 to 71. And he just passed by set 27. And when he says it's parked at Cremazy, he's basically letting us know it's on the service track. So if you're not familiar with our transit system or metro, in between Sauvé and Cremazy, I believe, there's a beautiful side track where you can actually see Azur trains parked. And that's usually where they do service, minor maintenance. Sometimes they just park them there. Another interesting area is near Viau Metro, between Viau and P9. There's actually it's a side track, but you also have an extension that goes to, it's really cool to see. It's like a shop where they keep maintenance vehicles. Right before, if you're heading towards Viau from Montmorency, if you're heading towards Viau in the Honoré Beaugrand direction, right before you pull in, look to your left and you'll see that cool scene. I have a video of it as well on my channel. Fred is here. Good evening, Fred. Fred, of course, is based in Cornwall, Ontario. Another Canadian YouTuber. He has some cool content. How's it going, Fred? I know, Fred, you told me that Cornwall got some snowstorm activity as well. So I don't know how the weather is right now there in Cornwall. Sus Sunky, he's asking me, can I do a video at Gare Pincourt, Terraz Vaudreuil on the Vaudreuil EXO line? Yeah, that's definitely, I want to do every commuter train line eventually. That's definitely something that is one of my goals, is to get each commuter train line filmed. I do have on my channel a few EXO train rides so far on different lines, but I definitely could focus on that one. Nicholas is saying he saw an MR73 on the Orange Line. Probably it was going towards the Youville shops, Youville Yards. Probably deadheading Probably came from the blue line, yellow line, or the green line. I know they do deadhead on the orange line. It's common. Jack, a bass guy, he's saying, first of all, good evening, Julian. Good to see you. Yeah, Jack's saying that he used to skateboard in the metro as a kid in the early 90s. They used to skateboard everywhere, and he only got chased a few times. Yeah, those were the good old days. I mean, in the 90s, life was somewhat similar, but much different than it is now. And Jack, I know you have quite a few stories about your childhood, about when you were a younger man. Life was much simpler back then. Jack has tons of stories, and really fascinating. He's actually been to quite a few places, Scotland, Africa, you named it. That's why I mention his channel so much, because it's such good content, and also his website. Jack, if you want to put your website, go ahead. Also, what are we looking at here? So yeah, NJT from New Jersey is here. NJT 7023. He's a New Jersey rail fanner. New Jersey, of course, has trains that are very similar to our EXO trains. I think they have the Bombardier 3000 series, the multi-level trains that you see here on our lines, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we got Julian asking, would you like to see an extended Montreal Metro line? If so, which one and for which area? Thank you. Well, in my opinion here, I think, honestly, every Metro line should get some sort of extension. But even with the REM, I would love to see an extension to the West Island. Preferably from Angrion, cutting through LaSalle, then through Lachine, Dorval, and eventually going to Pierrefonds, Kirkland. That's obviously one thing I'd like to see. Laval, I think, deserves a metro extension, further north, even maybe to the St. Rose area, which is the northern part of Laval. For the blue line, well, that's being extended to Anjou. I think that should be extended all the way to RDP. These are, of course, fantasies. These are pipe dreams. Probably not going to happen, at least not in our lifetime, but who knows? Yellow line, can't forget them. I'd love to see an extension all the way to Chambly, maybe, or something like that. I mean, these are dreams, but realistically, there's budget constraints and whatnot. But as in terms of a priority, yeah, I think the blue line extension is a good decision. Yeah, but we'll see what the next metro extension will be like after the blue line. And it all depends on the REM, right? How the REM turns out. Which, by the way, the REM, the announcement for the REM this week was the airport extension, the airport branch, was going to be delayed, I think, till 2027. Another delay announced, and there'll probably be more delays announced as we go on. With the pandemic, and there's inflation. I guess parts, machinery, all that stuff, the cost goes up, and you have to consider that. We also got here EXO CRRC cars are weird. Yeah, they are different. I do admit that. Are very unique. Nicholas is also saying he hopes it goes to Boucherville. Gab is saying go to Longueuil. Also see, or I'm seeing a comment here. I think I missed one. Yeah, Jack was talking about documentaries on the Glasgow Underground in Scotland. Yeah, Scotland, of course, has a metro system as well in Glasgow. I think they call it, the Underground, the subway. Yeah, so there's all kinds of transit systems in the world, each that are very unique. I know a fellow transit fan showed me this week a video that he found on YouTube from Mexico of a train there, and it actually made the sound that we have on our MR73s. The startup, the Jumont chopper sound, the do. Well, that was actually on another train in Mexico in a subway. Also, they use rubber tires on some of their lines. So that was really cool to see. We got Neil on the line. Good evening, Neil. So we got Neil here on the channel. Sorry, Neil. He of course has a lot of experience in the West Island in terms of knowing the area. I think he's left some comments on my channel saying that he works at a hotel near there, near Côte de Liesse, I believe. So he knows all about, I guess, the airport area, Dorval, Côte de Liesse. Sees a lot of happenings going on there. So yeah, that's good to see him. Nice to see people subscribing to each other's channel. Yeah, for sure. Like everyone on here, check out each other's content. Share your content. That's what YouTube's about. Yeah, Gab saying I got confused with Santiago. Yeah, it might have been Santiago. I know it was definitely another part of the world. I thought I'd read Mexico, but could be. Sunky, he's talking about the Pink Line. Well, the Pink Line was actually, I think, a goal or a dream that our mayor had, Valerie Plante. And the Pink Line was, I think it got axed, but the Pink Line, I think, was supposed to go right through downtown, kind of in a northeastern direction. And it would kind of cut through the Orange Line and the Green Line. And I think cut through the Orange Line again. I can't remember exactly what the goal was. But yeah, that didn't work out. Infinite Flight Guy Aviation, good evening. Welcome as well. Nicholas is mentioning he's going to be filming the Amtrak Silver Start and Meteor, the Tri-Rail, and the buses over there. Yeah, and you know what? The thing I wanted to mention about Amtrak, they're supposed to be coming back to Montreal for service. If anyone's familiar, Amtrak used to come to Montreal, used to serve, I think, between Montreal and New York. I think maybe even further, I don't know, but they cut that during the pandemic. So there's no Amtrak here. It used to run out of Central Station near Bonaventure. But since the pandemic, it's been gone. And also, they're thinking of bringing it back soon. They're doing test runs. So Amtrak will return, from what I understand. It's not a matter of if, but when. Jack is pointing out that he heard some school buses with the Metro sound. And yeah, I think it's the Lion electric buses. And there's actually a controversy because that sound is apparently copyright by the STM. So Lion school buses are not allowed to use that anymore as their sound because it's an electric vehicle. So I think if you're going a certain speed with an electric vehicle, if you're going if you're going slow, you have to have an audible signal so that people that are visually impaired can hear you. So they use the STM chime, if you want to call it that. And yeah, as Gab was pointing out, the door chime sound, yeah, they were told not to use that anymore. Somebody asked me, what's the rarest Metro code that I've heard? Well, I've never heard in person the bomb threat code, or the other one I think was the clientele panic code. I think I haven't heard those ones. In terms of ones I have heard that are rare, I would have to say, believe it or not, the rarest one, I think I've only heard it once, was the medical assistance emergency code, because I think usually they do other codes for that. I'd have to check. Can somebody tell me what code that is? It's 900 something for medical assistance. The most common ones I hear are, of course, people trespassing in the tunnels, also for smoke, fire, electrical problems, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, Neil is saying he lived 66 years, trying to scroll up here. Yeah, Neil is saying here, sorry, just going to scroll. I lost my spot. Yeah, he lived 66 years in Verdun. So yeah, he lives in Verdun, which is right near my area. So he knows this area as well, the Southwest as well. Yeah, Gab is pointing out it's test runs, not test runs, but requalification runs. Maybe Gab, you can explain what that means exactly for our viewers here. Requalification runs. Does that mean that it's not actually a test, but maybe they have to make sure that the trains are running smoothly. Uh, I don't know exactly what that is, but maybe you can explain. Um, yeah, Jack's pointing out the COP15 conference. That's, of course, where the trains are not stopping at Place d'Armes. Somebody said we're treating nature like a toilet. Yeah, and he's right. You know, it's hopefully they get some kind of agreement there for biodiversity. But you know, seeing the track record of politicians and whatnot, I'm not really confident. And even if they do come up with an agreement, are they actually gonna stick with it? I don't know. So yeah, 913, 912, yeah, 900, code 913, that's I think the medical assistance one, right? Yeah, so I don't really hear that one much. Give me a minute here to catch my breath and read some comments. Infinite Flight Guy Aviation, so he's based on the island near Côte Vertu, the end of the Orange Line. He's a big transit geek. We ever consider having a subscriber meet up here in Montreal? Yeah, for sure. And I do collaborate with quite a few YouTubers. I think Gab TechNet 990 I've collaborated with a lot. Of course, Jack, a bass guy, I'm going to be meeting him for the first time next week. But actually, we did meet before when there was flooding in the West Island. Funny story, Jack was actually standing filming, taking pictures, and I was right beside him, and I had no idea who he was. I don't think I even heard of him back then. And then somehow he saw my footage and commented, and I started watching his show, and yeah, that was interesting. So we did meet without knowing who each other were, but I'm actually going to be on a show next week, so that's going to be really fun. And yeah, of course, I've collaborated with Gab, Chal, a few others that are on here. MTL Railfan, good evening. I've also met him during the holiday train. Yeah, so definitely I'd like to, you know, if you want to collaborate or even to collaborate as a group, it would be an amazing thing to do. Whether it's transit related or just filming, walking videos, whatever, I'm always down. Hey, Ryan's here. Ryan Hector. Good evening, Ryan. So good evening to you. He's asking me, what are your thoughts on NASCAR possibly returning to Montreal in 2024 for an international race in the Cup Series? Well, to be honest, I don't really know much about NASCAR. I used to actually watch a bit of it. I think it was Jeff Gordon back in the day. I remember that, Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, look, if they can bring a race back, no matter what it is, yeah, it'd be great for the city. We have the F1 race. TechNet 990, Gab knows a lot about F1. Maybe he could give his opinion about that as well. Let's see who else here. Hey, Chal, good evening to see you. I was just mentioning that, yeah, me and Chal have met multiple times as well. Neil's asking, do I listen to the STM Special Constables on the scanner? No, I don't have access to that on Broadcastify. It's only the fire department feed, the airport feed. That I think it's encoded, so I can't hear anything on that. But I know other people that do listen to it on their scanners, and sometimes they let me know on by email or whatever if there's something going on. But me personally, no, I'm not able to do that because it's encoded. Yeah, so, but I think they have technology, some other YouTubers, and they let me know. Fun fact, the code 913 actually happened one time at Charlevoix. Yeah, I remember actually somebody told me that. Yeah. What's my most watched video? On my channel, I don't know if you're talking about on my channel. On my channel, my most popular video, believe it or not, is what was it? I'm trying to think. I think it was, yeah, it's a video I actually did talking about eye floaters and vision floaters. Completely out of the ordinary. And also talking about if you actually look at a light on the street or a headlight, you can see like a halo around your vision. And I just wanted to see if other people experienced that, and I put a video, and I think it's at 37,000 views right now. So yeah, that's my most popular video. Other than that, I think it's the flooding videos. Oh yeah, another one that's doing pretty popular is the garbage truck fire video, believe it or not. on my channel. That seems to be pretty popular. Just trying to bring back the chat here. Sorry guys, I'm a bit behind on the comments, but I am trying to catch up. Gab saying the COP15 announcement's annoying. Yeah, I do agree. It's especially when you're going towards Plasdarm. They make the announcement, I think, every station, I think between Lino Gru and Plasdarm. And if you're heading from the opposite way, I think it's Mount Royal to Plasdarm. And also, if you're in the network on any other line, they're announcing it on the intercom, I think, every 10 minutes or so. But I guess, on the other side of that, if, let's say, they didn't announce it that often, people might complain, oh, I missed my stop, or, oh, there wasn't enough notification or warnings about no train stopping. So I guess it might be annoying, but the other hand, people might complain if they're not informed enough. Charles saying we should make a collaborative video. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I'd like to do that. Nicholas was talking about that too, collaborating. Yeah, for sure. Nicholas, he's at, I think, 25 subscribers. If anyone can subscribe to Nicholas, I know he asked me to put a word out for him. Yeah, definitely check him out. Good transit content. Jack's asking, do I like the train or bus better? Actually, well, we have the train, bus, and metro. I would say out of the three of them, yeah, the metro is my favorite. Of course, buses I love because they're such a big part of our history in Montreal. But I have started taking the EXO train more often because of the fact that I'm able to with a Zone A bus pass. So anywhere in Montreal, I want to take the EXO train. That is now covered by my monthly STM transit pass. Before, even if you took the EXO train, let's say from Vendôme, or let's say Lucien LA to Vendôme, you had to pay a separate fare. Now I could take the EXO train right from Lucien LA to Saint Anne de Bellevue with a Montreal bus pass. So I'm starting to really get into commuter trains, and I find the ride smoother than a bus, of course. But yeah, Metro's at the top of my list still. Just getting caught up here. Julian, do I follow French YouTube videos about transportation? Well, to be honest, my French is not the greatest, which I do have to work on, and I think it would help me in the long run. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I do check out local content. Some of it is in French. I either use the translation feature or whatever. I try to listen. But yeah, there is a couple that I do like in the area. Yeah, Charles asking me. Yeah, Charles mentioning he hears it when he's on the platform often, and not just the Orange Line. Yeah, they do repeat it often, like you said. Am I planning to ride the Metro anytime soon? Well, I'll definitely keep you updated on that. If you do want to, if anyone wants to contact me, leave a comment or email me Sky of the Universe 8608@gmail.com. Neil's saying it's not encrypted. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought the STM security was encrypted. Okay, nice to know. Ciao. Yeah, Halo, Star Burst, and Floaters. Yeah, that's my most popular video. Thank you for mentioning the title. Thank you, Jack, for the great live stream. He, of course, is the master of live streams. That's what a bass guy show's about. It's all in studio. So I've learned from the best. What's the worst station and best? Well, I'm gonna have to say the best is Charlevoix, as Chow just mentioned. Just because, first of all, it's my local station, one of them at least with LaSalle Metro Station, but also because it's the deepest. I think it's a unique attribute to have, a unique thing to be proud of. And also, of course, I mentioned the stained glass windows. I love stained glass windows, and the ones at Charlevoix are beautiful, especially if the sun is shining at just the right angle. I'm sure a lot of transit fans have noticed that if you've taken the Metro. My worst station, well, I'm going to have to say Frontenac. I went there last night, did a video, and I'm going to have to say it definitely needs to get some work done, renovations. As a lot of you pointed out, there's mold, a lot of dirty water. So yeah, Frontenac, I'd have to agree, is the worst. But it is what it is. Yeah, 4 days left of this COP15 conference. Yeah, that is true. Hey, we got Quebec Buff here. Quebec Buff, everybody. Very very passionate fire buff. He loves filming fire responses. One of the, I guess, themes of my channel as well, emergency vehicle responses. Quebec Buff, I also met a few times, did a little collaboration with him. Like to do some more with him. He has a great channel. Definitely check him out. So thank you, Quebec Buff, for joining me. Shout out to you. Fred, yeah, Fred sent me a video. I don't know if you have the link, Fred. A wooden escalator in Macy's in New York. I have heard of this escalator. I guess it comes with the territory of being a Metro fan, is liking escalators and stairs. It's actually one of my popular videos is about an escalator. So yeah, definitely I'm an escalator fan, elevator fan as well. Me and Gab know that. A lot of you guys know that. We're all elevator fans. A lot of us are elevator fans. There's always a race on to film that the newest elevator in the network. But yeah, looking here, for sure, Fred, if you can post a link to that wooden escalator in Macy's, for sure, I'd love to see it. Just getting caught up now. Jack was saying here again, the 211 when he was a kid cost 25 cents for kids in the 80s. Big old blue foam seats. Engine on the back was a heated sofa. Yes, he's talking about, of course, the GM New Looks, the beautiful bus model. One of my favorite buses. I think they discontinued it in the 90s. I was lucky enough to be born in 1986. So I actually got to experience the GM New Looks. I also do compare the seats to sofas. And one of the reasons why they got rid of those seats, and now we have hard plastic seats, which you all know, especially the newer buses, is first of all, the material, I guess, was more expensive. Also, people were vandalizing them, cutting the seats, cutting the material, the foam. Also, hard to clean. So I guess they decided to get rid of the cushions. And then we had fabric seats, very thin fabric. And now we have no fabric. It's just plain plastic seats. If you know about the hybrid buses and newer buses, new flyers even, it's all plastic seats. So yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I'm really behind on the comments here, but I'm going through them. Patience. MTL Rail Fan, I saw him at the Holiday Train, by the way. Any recommendations about where I should film a train like other places? Yeah, I see there's a bunch of responses. Like Gab says, Southwark, Point St. Charles, St. Lambert, Dorval. Yeah, there's lots of places. My personal favorite for filming, I think, is the St. Henry crossing, St. Ambrose Street. One of my favorite places, very close by. Let's see what else. But yeah, if anyone else has recommendations for rail fanning areas, definitely leave a comment. Charles asking, what's the worst station on the Orange Line? Oh boy. In terms of, I guess, being dirty and maybe crime or whatever, I would have to say Place d'Armes. I mean, I don't want to discriminate, but I know there's the Old Brewery Mission right there. The homeless shelter, so a lot of people are there, sometimes intoxicated. Plus, St. Henri is another area that could be dangerous and is a bit dirty as well, the station. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, Lucien l'Allier is pretty deep. Yeah, Lucien l'Allier is the second deepest station. And it does have quite a few escalators. I'm really interested to see what Lucien l'Allier is going to look like when they do, or if they do eventually put elevators. See what else here. What station should get a renovation and more elevator access? And also Set 71 is on duty this weekend on the Green Line. Why do another video ride? Ryan's asking. Yeah, I mean, I like to film Set 71 because I find it gets a lot more views. And it's also special in the sense that it's the last and latest Azure train to be produced. Yeah, I definitely might check it out for sure. And what station should get a renovation? Frontenac, definitely top of the list. Which other ones are not getting worked on that should? Dillig-Lease, I think, needs quite a bit of work as well on the Green Line. What music do I like? Jack, I'm just getting to that now. Sorry about the delay again, everybody. Yeah, music that I like is actually little bit diverse. First choice, believe it or not, is classical music. I love classical, instrumental. I actually like listening to different music from around the world. Afro jazz is actually really good music genre that I recently got into. Also, believe it or not, progressive trance. It has a mix of, up tempo, a lot of hype, but there's also, I think usually in the middle of the song, it's like really calm and relaxing. And let me tell you, there's some really nice sounds in trance music. Yeah, they're not, like I said, classical and whatnot. Jerry is bad. Yeah, I would agree with that, Chal. Uh, have I ever seen celebrities filming trips or stations? No, I haven't, but I know there was a famous YouTuber, I think, in town. Action Kid, I think his name was. Famous US rail fan, or a couple of you guys mentioned this. Let me know he was in town. Uh, Actually, I seen a couple of his videos, pretty good. I didn't go to his channel in detail, but have I seen celebrities in general here? No, I've never actually ran into anyone famous. I did see a movie being shot on the metro, though. It's on one of my shorts. A couple of months ago, they were doing a movie scene on the metro. Uh, all right, Quebec Buff has to go. Have a good night, and hopefully you get some good content this weekend. Hopefully, I know he goes to the different fire stations and tries to get lucky. He has some really good content, really older fire trucks that are about to retire. Enjoy them while they're around. Definitely check out his channel, guys. Also, some newer fire trucks that have come to Montreal. Do I know Rimouski, Nathan? Yeah, I definitely have. I haven't been there, but I've seen it on a map. I'm familiar with it. Which station has the best seats, I guess, in terms of comfort? Well, I would have to say, out of all the stations, I think in terms of comfort would be probably Côte Vertu. Also Montmorency. I like Montmorency seats as well. How long did I stay outside to film the huge St. Jacques fire? Yeah, that was the fifth alarm fire a month or two ago. I was there for about 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, that fire went late into the night. That's on my channel, of course, as well. Yeah, so I was definitely there for a few hours. Let's see what else we got here. Gab is saying that Place d'Armes and Place Saint-Henri are both stations in great shape. Yeah, well, look, I'd say Place d'Armes. I mean, when I was saying in terms of, stations I didn't like, Place d'Armes was, of course, for, like I mentioned, itinerants and people around there that, are a bit shady. It is a good station in terms of, being in good condition. Place Saint-Henri, I would say, when I'm saying it needs some work, I'd say maybe the main entrance where the stairs are could be, I think there's some material that's in bad shape from what I remember. And also there's a work of art at Place Saint-Henri. If you actually go to the ticket booth level, you'll see it. It's this round piece of art that used to rotate around when a train would pass by. And the wind from the train would turn that piece of art around. And I think it's jammed up now. It's seized up. I don't know if they can put some oil in that or something, but yeah, that's all I was mentioning. Sorry, guys, I'm really behind on the comments here. I'm definitely trying to get caught up. Let's see here. How long do I think it will be until the STM retires the MR73s? Do you think every transit fan will come for its final journey? Yeah, for sure. Just like the MR63 during that last day of service. I think it's 10, 20 years left? Maybe someone can let me know how much time is left. I know they still have quite a bit of life left in them. For sure. What's my favorite metro station? Maxime is asking. Yeah, Charlevoix, like I said, because it's the deepest and because it's has that stained glass window, two stained glass windows that I really like. Also because it's local. Dilliglise, Verdun, and Monk should have elevators. Yeah, I think they're definitely candidates. Dilliglise especially because it's on Wellington Street and there's a lot of businesses there and there's a lot of elderly people in the area. Um, Gab was mentioning the old analog clock for the departing trains. Yeah, that's still there for sure. Nicholas saying I should film Longueuil Metro Station terminus for another video. Yeah, well, I do have quite a few already. Thank you for that, for letting me know. It's a great that I do have some good videos. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely will film more of the yellow line. And there's big construction going on, of course, at Longueuil Station because of that big building they're building on top. I was mentioning, and a couple of transit fans were mentioning, this is a good chance to put elevators there and make the station accessible. And someone pointed out, I know it was pointed out a few times, Jean Drapeau Station, even though it has elevators, it's not considered universally accessible. And I think someone pointed out that's because out of the three metro stations on the yellow line, Barrie, Jean Drapeau, and Longueuil, that's the only station that has elevators. So I think in order to qualify as universally accessible, I think Nutter Station has to have elevators as well. And I think the Orange Line, when they extended it to Laval, even then the first few stations weren't classified as universally accessible right away. Am I going to do a video of today's storm? Yeah, I did a walking video at lunchtime today. I'm going to be posting it next Wednesday, Fred. Definitely may do some more videos later. I'm actually going to be going out after this live stream. I'm supposed to be going out, hitting the metro, getting some content. So I might film some outdoor scenery as well. Why not? Hey, we got George on here now. George Adams, another great YouTube channel. He lives out in Edmonton. Films from his balcony. He lives way up on I think it's a huge apartment complex. And he has beautiful views from his window of different things. There's always something interesting happening outside of his window. And he also has some transit content as well from Edmonton on his channel. George and me exchange emails quite a bit. He grew up in Montreal. He has a lot of good stories. What was I going to say? Yeah, Fred. I think Fred, George, and Neil, I think you guys, you're one of the older viewers of my channel. I think you guys should get to know each other as well and share stories. Yeah, so definitely check out George. What else do we have here? What's my opinion on the new elevators at Villa Maria Metro? Oh, definitely beautiful. The thing I like about those elevators, just like the ones at Angrion and P9, is the artwork that's incorporated near the elevators. They put beautiful artwork, even incorporated it into a ventilation shaft, or a little vent that's right beside the elevator at the outside level. Definitely give it 10 out of 10 as well. So yeah, what can I see? Yeah, people are asking about the Blue Line extension, 2027. Yeah, I mean, if things go as planned, is it, from what I understand, is the airport branch of the REM and the Blue Line extension supposed to open around the same time? But yeah, I think everything's going to get pushed back for sure. Because between now and then is a very long time, whether it's the REM, the Blue Line extension, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next year. For those of you that follow the news, there's talk of a recession coming, some kind of economic downturn next year. That could cause problems. There's inflation, so anything can go wrong. Do I think if they say now 2027, no, it's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be pushed back. There's going to be something come up. You know, unfortunately, that's the reality, especially these projects that are far into the future. When they're talking about finishing within a decade or 2 decades, you know, there's going to be delays. Look at the REM. I think the REM was supposed to originally open up a couple of years ago. Then it was supposed to, the South Shore branch was supposed to open up this December 1st. And now they've pushed that to next spring of 2023. But I mean, these things do happen. It is what it is. Nicholas, you're going to have to go. Well, thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, definitely we'll collaborate someday. Anyone else that wants to collaborate, for sure, I'm down. What else do we got here? Jack, thanks for sharing the live stream. Definitely appreciate it. And like I said, check out Jack's page, Jack's channel. He's like me, you know, a simple YouTuber. He does a little bit different than me. He actually does, like I said, a live stream. He plays the bass guitar, does music. But definitely, I think people should check him out because I've learned a lot from him and amazing content. And I'm looking forward next Friday to being in studio guest on his show. And my link is on my community post, by the way. So definitely check out Jack, guys. I keep saying it because just like everyone else, he's a great YouTuber, and I think we all deserve support. And everyone on here has amazing content, amazing comments, and I'm glad we support each other. Also, thanks Jack for the tip. Really appreciate that. $2 does add up in today's economy. $2, that could be part of an energy drink if I'm filming something and I'm a little tired. Like Gab tonight, TechNet 990. He was on the metro and he took an energy drink and now he's wide awake again. So, hey, thanks so much, Jack. I appreciate that. Hey, no need. Even if you don't tip, even if you tip nothing, hey, it's the thought that counts. It's the support. Also, I wanted to mention one other thing. Probably going to stay on for another 5 minutes or so. First of all, for my next live stream, other than being on Jack's channel next week, the 23rd, I'll probably be doing my next live stream on either December 30th or January 6th. It's going to be on a Friday, so I will definitely keep my viewers up to date on that. So yeah, you might want to check that out if you're interested to stay up to date. Community posts is where I do a lot of my updates on that stuff on my schedule and whatnot. So, and of course, if anyone wants to get a hold of me directly, they can leave a comment. Also, my email, skyoftheuniverse8608@gmail.com. I'm going to post it here, so if anyone wants to reach out to me, if you're interested in questions, comments, if you want to collaborate, if you have any ideas, suggestions, criticisms, requests, definitely, here's my email right there. Let's see what else here. Somebody asked me, I'm just having a little memory here. Someone asked me what other transit systems in the world would I saw this question earlier. For sure, I'd love to see as many as possible, not just the famous ones like Paris, London, New York. I'd like to see even lesser known ones, ones that are, unique in their own way. And that's the thing about transit, right? Transit systems, each one is unique. There's no two that are exactly the same. I'd love to check out New Jersey, where some other YouTubers are, Vancouver. In terms of a priority, where would I like to see? I guess it would be New York. I guess Paris, just because Paris is so similar to ours. The London Tube. Like I said, also maybe out in Vancouver, the SkyTrain. And here I'm looking, George was mentioning that the Southeast Valley Line is 2 years late in Edmonton. George brought up a good point. They have a light rail system in Edmonton that's being constructed, and I think it's partially finished. And that was delayed quite a bit. And the other thing too that I wanted to mention is part of these delays and whatnot is because you don't want to rush the project. If anyone's familiar with the O train in Ottawa, the O train in Ottawa had quite a bad track record. There was derailments, maintenance issues, and they did an inquiry on this, and they found that one of the main problems was that they were rushing to get the line opened. And I don't think Montreal wants to repeat that. I don't think the REM wants to repeat that. Last thing you want to do is rush it into service just to, please people and end up with some kind of accident or, damage or worse. So I can understand that delays do happen. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry about this. Julian, is there a subway in another city you'd like to discover and film in Canada? Yeah, like I just mentioned. Yeah, that's the one I just talked about. So definitely Paris, because our metro is based on there. The London Tube, New York would be awesome. New Jersey, and here in Canada, Vancouver, and even Edmonton. I'd love to see. Toronto, of course, has a very nice system. TechNet 990 has some great videos of Toronto Transit, Toronto Subway on his channel. All right, Ryan's taken off. Yeah, definitely have a good night, Ryan. Another great channel to subscribe to. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think I'm caught up here on everything. So yeah, for this weekend, we're about, what are we now? We're the 16th, as I mentioned. So I'm off from next Friday, the 23rd. Will be my first day off for holidays, and then I return to work on the 5th of January. So I'm going to be off for between the 16th and the 4th, the 16th of December and the 4th of January. No, pardon me, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong month here. Okay. My last day of work is the 22nd. So I'm off from December 23rd, and I go back to work on January 5th. Yeah, so January 23rd, that means I'm going to definitely be going out getting content. It's a good chance if anyone wants to collaborate with me. So as of the 23rd of December up until the 4th of January, those are my days off. Possibly the 5th. I guess it depends on what my work decides. And I know they changed it a few times. That's why I got a bit confused. But as of right now, Friday, December 23rd is my first day off. And Wednesday, January 4th is my last day off. So definitely, if anyone is interested in has requests for content, for sure leave a comment or suggestion. What's the most amazing animal that I've filmed in a transport video? Oh, personally, let's see. Well, personally, I mean, I see a lot of dogs and cats, especially now dogs are allowed in the metro with conditions. But I've seen people with rabbits, otters on their shoulder, possums. I seen somebody with a parrot once in the metro. Also, I seen somebody with I think a pet mouse. Yeah, there's all kinds of different animals I've seen. In terms of in the actual metro system, there's a lot of rats, mice, but not me. But I know other people have seen a fox in the metro. A fox also on the bus, riding the bus. There's actually a story in Montreal about that. So yeah, but there are interesting, people with pets out there. And on a related note, I did see somebody walking a pet pig a couple of years ago on the street. So you never know, right? You never know what you're going to see. So let's go back here. Oh, Jack, thanks again for the tip. Really appreciate that. Really great to see that. Thank you so much. And Jack, of course, has a website. If you want to post it, Jack. He has a Patreon membership. You can support him each month as well. I'm also looking here. Gab's having issues, I think, with his audio. I don't know if it's his audio or mine. Hopefully it's not a serious issue. But I'm going to wrap it up anyway in another 2 minutes. I've been here for 53 minutes, almost 54 minutes. So yeah, I mean, for sure, I'm going to be this weekend trying to film some more content for my channel, some transit content. I want to check out the MR90s. There's a rumor that they're in a scrapyard in Montreal East somewhere. And D-Ban is not here tonight. I don't think he's watching, but D-Ban, of course, is another transit enthusiast, a big MR90 fan. He let me know, and a few others let me know, that they're actually putting the trains, they're going to be scrapping them in that junkyard in the East End. I may go there to see if I can see anything from the distance. Yeah, so definitely I'll check it out for sure. Also, I'm going to try to film maybe some snow removal. That's something that a lot of YouTubers, I know YouTubers like seeing. Yeah, so before I wrap it up, does anyone have any last minute questions or comments? Before I go, I see here I have 13 viewers right now. Yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, for sure, let me know. Julian, yeah, my pleasure. For sure, definitely great to have you as a viewer. And like I said, I do hope next year I'll be doing some more things, hopefully a bit of traveling, which I haven't really done yet, ever. Not much of anyway. collaborations next year. I'm going to talk about this in my next live stream. Hopefully get an actual camera. It'd be nice to have an actual camera. When will I go to Namur Metro Station? It's been a while. Yeah, definitely. I may pass by tonight. Who knows? Do you want me to? If you want, I'll do a video of Namur from the outside going down to the platform. Yeah, Jack, you're mentioning too snow removal on his other. He has another channel, by the way. If you want to share it, Jack, go ahead. Yeah, he has a snow removal video as well. That's very popular. I think it's popular amongst a lot of YouTubers. Bellini says here, oh, he works for the city, so maybe he'll see me out filming. Oh, interesting, Bellini. I don't know if you want to explain, tell us what job do you do? You don't have to give details, but I'd be interested in knowing, is it like snow removal, maintenance? I know it would be nice to get an up-close look, without filming you personally, maybe behind-the-scenes video of how things work. Maybe you can let me know. Gab TechNet 990 is saying mirrorless is better than DSLRs. Maybe Jack, you know too about photography. Yeah, I've heard of mirrorless DSLRs. Yeah, so there's so many cameras out there, so much camera technology. I remember back in the day, my first camera was a point and shoot camera, and there was film in the camera. I don't know if anyone, I'm sure most of you remember this. You take your pictures, hoping they're good. You take your roll of film to the pharmacy or the camera store, and they develop the pictures. Usually it takes a couple of hours, and they put it in a nice little envelope. You pick it up, and yeah, those were the good old days. Also, I think, what are they called? The the camera where you take the picture and it comes out right away. It's somewhere in my brain here. I've lost the Polaroid camera, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, there's so many different cameras out there, and I actually have an antique camera. I don't know if I have a video of it, but in my closet somewhere. I think it belonged to a relative way back in the day. It doesn't work, but it's one of those very first cameras that are like an accordion. It opens up, and you have to hold it like that. And there's like a little lens. Yeah, so definitely so many options out there for cameras. And as I mentioned, the way I do my videos is just with a smartphone. I use a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. So also, one more thing before I go, I have been doing more videos with the ultra wide screen, the ultra wide lens, sorry. And the ultra wide lens, of course, I think you're basically sacrificing video quality, but you have a bigger view of bigger range of scenery that you can film as opposed to the regular one. So I'm experimenting with that. It makes for interesting metro rides. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap her up here because, look, I'm 58 minutes in. I'll just say thank you, everyone, as always, for joining me. Check out each other's channels, collaborate if you can, share content. Like I said, I will be on a Bass Guy show next week in studio guest. There's a link in my community post channel, community post section, also on Jack's channel, also known as a Bass Guy show. So check that out. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna head out now. Look at this. I'm actually supposed to meet TechNet 990 right now. I think we're gonna meet up and collaborate. There you go. So that's what YouTube's about, collaborating and putting work together. Who knows what we'll film? But all right. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Remember, share my channel if you can. Hit like, hit subscribe, turn the notification bell on. And for those that are interested, I'll see you on Jack's show next week. And for my next stream will be probably the 30th of December or the 6th of January. Now, hopefully this works because I'm going to log off. Last time I did this, it kept streaming while it was in my pocket. So I'm going to make sure the stream actually stops. So good night, everybody. Have a safe weekend. Thank you all for joining me. And like I said, more videos to come. More live streams to come. I love you all. Have a good night. See you all soon. See, look at this. So I've hit the stop stream button